Hi, I'm someone named Dean. Welcome. I hope you're having a good day today, or a good afternoon or evening. Today we are going to continue playing some Kentucky Route Zero. So last time we finished Act 1. This is Limits and Demonstrations, which is aptly placed on this sign in the background here, where looks like we're 3 random characters. No, we're just, I guess, her with 2 museum goers of some sort or something. Anyways, Kentucky Route Zero is a adventure game. Yeah, adventure game. A bit of pointing, a bit of clicking, but not like your typical point-and-click adventure game where, you know, you can make wrong choices and die, as far as I can tell anyways. You get to make choices where you choose, I guess, text options, and they can lead to, I guess, different conversations that might hold over to different points of the game. But I'm also not 100% sure. And I know I've already said this multiple times. Played this game about 10 years ago. Only got up to Chapter 3. And then wanted to wait for the full game to come out, which it did in 2020. But I hadn't played it until... it's been 10 years for me, a decade. But anyways. So... the wall text here says, Limits and Demonstrations. A Lula Chamberlain retrospective. Marking the first major public showcase of her work in over 20 years, this retrospective exhibition of work by pioneering installation artist Lula Chamberlain comprises a diagonal slice through time, place, and form. The pieces on display here were individually debuted over a period of 35 years, designed in Chamberlain's various homes and studios between her beloved Mexico City and her native Elizabethtown. They represent a range of scale and impact, from the intimate warmth of vertex texture fetch to the infamous visage, the latter of which requires a vertical clearance of over 30 feet. Yet, these works share a confounding legacy. In each of their debut exhibitions, they were nearly impossible to install. Galleries and museums balked at the scale, power requirements, and highly skilled labor involved in maintaining these works for display. Some of their debuts collapsed under the weight of logistics, only to be successfully executed much later on. And so, just as they described the outer limits of Chamberlain's range as an installation artist, the geographical edges and vertices of her itinerant home life, and the beginning and end of her distinguished career, the works on display here also trace the extremes of our capabilities and frontiers of our patience as both viewers and exhibitors. Are we capable of viewing these works as they were meant to be viewed? Do we even want to be? Yeah, I guess if you've ever been to a museum, they're meant to make you think and feel. And I suppose if any product is ever, I guess any sort of narrative, or what am I trying to say? Any form of art, I think, should make you feel something. Whether it's anger or happiness or confusion. And I feel like if it can invoke a emotional response, or at least make you kind of think, at least for like a moment, I feel like it's succeeded in doing what it set out to do. Now, maybe that might not necessarily be what the artist wants, but that's how I view it. And yeah, this is Kentucky Route Zero. I know I kind of keep coming up with theories with what's going on in this game. I'm not sure, to be honest. Like, is this normal? Is this commonplace? Are these characters used to this type of thing existing in the realm? Well, I mean, I guess if this is a piece of work, work of art, maybe this is somehow creatively and deliberately designed to be this way. Or it's literally breaking reality, I don't know. Title card. Spinning coin suspended, correcting for angular motion. 1976. Found materials. Really now? Found that? No, I guess the artist just found materials and then made it out of it. And it looks like we have some voices. And I'm gonna mess around with voice mod, which is something I've been kind of doing for the last couple episodes here of my playthrough of Kentucky Route Zero. Just because I can, and I don't know, it feels fun. It makes up for voices that I can't do, which isn't good. I can't do any. Anyways. Let's start.
It feels so strangely alive.
Yeah, like it's about to fall over.
You mean the coin's about to fall over?
I've been looking at the coin too, but I can't really tell what kind of coin it is. My uncle used to collect coins. Did I tell you that? He was crazy for them. Really obsessed. His coin actually doesn't look real. I think it's plastic.
If it's plastic, it might refer to the currency that the miners were meant to use in the last chapter. I think it was Shannon's parents or something. They were paid in script tokens or something to basically pay for the things they needed to do their regular day-to-day job of mining. But anyways.
Nice use of materials.
Random story time. One time, I may have gone to school, and I may have wanted to be an artist. And I had put a painting in a museum as part of my course, my curriculum. And it was fascinating to see what people thought I had painted. I was very inspired by Monet, so I went with something very blotchy looking. And it wasn't anything fancy. It was actually, it was me repainting someone else's paint. At the time, I was really into the band called Jimmy Eat World, and I really liked their cover art of, gosh, what was the album? Invented? Oh man, I don't even remember. But anyways, I repainted it in my own style, but it was very blotchy. So there was an item in the painting that was supposed to be a fan, and viewers would be like, oh wow, it looks like she's looking at a nuclear bomb in the distance. Or, yeah, like a nuclear explosion, like a mushroom cloud. I was like, oh, what was another thing? Anyways, it's kind of funny because it's like, well, I could see what you're getting at. On the one hand, it's because of my limited range of skill that I didn't really purposely and deliberately articulate it the way I should have. But I guess what I'm getting at is it was interesting to put something that was viewed publicly and see how people would react, because everyone's just going to react differently to it. Either people like what you do, or they're going to hate it. And some people didn't like it. Some people hated the colors. Whether they knew I was the person who made it was just kind of interesting to see that. Anyways, continuing. Title card. Vertex texture tree. I'm misreading. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit sleepy. Vertex texture fetch. Tree, television, and suspended cathode ray tube. 1968. Found materials. Is this the TV that was on that Marquise farm? The one where we first encounter Weaver? It might be.
Bob, this seems like your kind of thing.
Oh yeah, I love this one. So domestic, but so weird. Guess I'm just really into weird domestic these days.
Are these the people... Wonder if these are the people that were playing that board game in the gas station basement thing at during the first part of the first chapter. The first act, where you had to pick up that glowing dice. That might be them. It says their names. Yeah, maybe. What is this? I should have looked at it before I started talking. A tape recorder and some sort of hologram. Title card, Visage, 1984, unknown media. The museum itself doesn't know what it is. Interesting. I'm not sure either. Looks like a giant, like, tape mainframe computer or something with some sort of printers or consoles feeding paper into it, maybe? Or I guess each console has a box that catches all the paper it prints. I don't know. Oh, let's go with this question.
What is that made of?
It's a mystery. Looks like ribbon. Bandages. Oh, have you seen The Invisible Man? It's...
Slice a visage to build a visage. A puzzle to its owner.
What?
It's a poem I read. I think it was reading my computer.
I think it's lovely.
Well, I can see, I think, a bit of a face. Maybe some sort of figure with a beard and some glasses. Depending on how the lighting is hitting it, I guess. Yeah, glasses, eyes. Don't know if that's hair or a hat, though. Trucker hat? A cowboy hat, maybe? Why does the name Lula seem familiar? Yeah, it's totally a face in it. Yeah, I think it was a cowboy hat or something. What's this? Looks like 2 speakers, some wire and some lines stretched out. Some cables. Title card. Overdubbed Nam June Paik installation, the style of Edward Packard. 1965, 1973, 1980. Magnetic tape, handheld tape playback head, speaker system. Voice of the artist, computer synthesized speech.
Oh. I heard about this one. It's interactive.
How does it work?
It's a bunch of old tape, and you run this tape playback head along it. And just listen to the recordings, I guess.
Let's try it out. I think he's still in the middle.
As Bob drags the playback head along the tape, a woman's voice issues unsteadily from the speakers.
We start in the middle. Donald and Joseph are in the hallway. I am in an office. The walls are lined with filing cabinets. The few drawers hang open, the door is ajar. A massive computer looms in the corner. There are some punched cards on the floor.
A synthetic voice recording, spliced awkwardly into the tape, lists out options in monotone.
To examine cards, rotate 30 degrees and advance 7 inches. To leave room, rotate 17 degrees and advance 4 inches. To activate computer, rotate 200 degrees and advance 15 inches.
Examine cards.
Bob moves the playback head to another strip of tape.
Encoded in the holes punched through these cards is a first draft of the poetic subsystem. I can't read punch cards by sight. Donald 10, I think. Anyway, this version was pretty underwhelming.
To leave room, rotate 17 degrees and advance 4 inches. To activate computer, rotate 200 degrees and advance 15 inches.
Leave room.
Bob moves the playback head to another strip of tape.
I am standing in a hallway. The walls are a blank beige. It's just after winter quarter, but before spring, so there are no students around. Usually, these walls would be papered with flyers announcing new student clubs, looking for roommates, selling old textbooks. But now they're blank.
Seems like it skips around a bit.
Donald is here, scribbling on a scrap of graph paper. Joseph is here. He can hear me talking into this tape recorder.
I, unfortunately don't have voices to use for these people, so I'm just gonna make up a voice. You sound like an anthropologist, Lula. An ant-apologist? An entomologist. I can't read that word. Okay, so there are words I've never had to say out loud before, and that would be one of them. An entomologist. I'll have to look that up.
To lean on Joseph's shoulder, rotate 70 degrees and advance 11 inches. To take Donald's hand, rotate 270 degrees and advance 2 inches.
Interesting.
Lean on Joseph's shoulder.
This is the beginning of the tape. I'm at home, alone. Joseph just left. We had an argument, but it'll work out.
Wow. This is kind of personal.
What time period do you think this clip is from?
The title card says 1965, 1973, 1980. So if this is the beginning, I guess that's 1965? And the first one we heard was 1973, then? The middle?
I usually start here, in my hall, whenever I'm sketching out a new piece. I start by just looking around. My closet door is open. I can see a few sweaters and the dress I like.
To go downstairs, rotate 11 degrees and advance 4 inches. To think about dresses, rotate 150 degrees and advance 15 inches.
Think about dresses.
It's kind of a terrible dress, actually. Denim. The breast is embroidered on one side with a crude sketch of a tall man in working clothes. One of his legs is obscured by the lapel. I guess I just like the cut and the color. I could fall asleep sitting on the bed here, holding this tape recorder and this glass of wine. It's a good thing I'm not holding a cigarette. I think I'll go for a hike tomorrow. Maybe Donald would like to.
To fall asleep, rotate 70 degrees left and advance 9 inches. To think about hiking, rotate 115 degrees and advance 7 inches.
Think about hiking.
We're on a dirt trail in the park. Oh wow, it's not really a trail.
It's a trail.
It's more like a tendency. There tend to be a fewer plants here on the path we've been walking. Now we're walking at the edge of a massive hole. The dirt gives way to mossy rock as the ground sinks into darkness. Joseph and Donald are following a rope down into the cave. They have computer equipment tied to their backs. So do I.
That's the only choice?
Yeah. That's the end of that one. So, 65 degrees, 4 inches.
That's the last trip. So everything's down here now.
The final resting place.
Don't be so morbid.
To remember a fond gesture, rotate 180 degrees and advance 23 inches. To regret a harsh word, rotate 12 degrees and advance 6 inches.
Remember.
It's morning now. I'm in the car. I'm driving to work. This is the last recording I'll make on this tape, and then I'll drop it in the mail tomorrow. And then who knows? I've been recording onto this tape for 15 years, I think. A lot of other things happened. So, here's a story. I met Donald and Joseph. They were both students, and I was in a band performing on campus. They came to my show, and then we met at some bar and had a few drinks together. Joseph wanted to impress me, so he stole a metal cocktail tumbler and gave it to me. We got kicked out, wandered drunkenly until morning. Finally ended up at a diner, and now I use the tumbler to store extra pens on my desk. So, I'm almost out of tape. I guess I'll just let it run out while I drive.
No instructions?
No. That's the end of this tape strip.
I don't think we ever reached this long one at the top here. Is it cheating to skip over there?
I won't tell a soul.
Bob moves the playback head to another strip of tape.
Think of our work, our research.
You'll die in these damn cold caves. And what about those men? You know they'll come back.
We'll go deeper, that's all. They'll never find us.
Did you hear their voices? They'll find you. But not me. I'm going back to the surface.
Stop. A stupid fight is raining through the whole damned cave. Joseph is right. We can't stay here. I'm leaving, too. But I'm not going back to the surface. I'm taking my station wagon and I'm heading down the zero.
You'll be lost forever.
But we need your voice for the machine. Lula, it only recognizes your voice.
I'll send you this tape When I'm done recording, I'll put it in the mail, and then you can see what your damn machine does with it.
Oh,
Joseph, Joseph, Joseph. Joseph is the gas station attendant for the Equus Oils, where these three were playing the board game at. What is that? Oh, is this the last exhibit? Title card. Basement Puzzle Number 2, Artist Sunset and Horse. 1976. Plaster and wire.
Can you read the cover of these books?
yeah. It's kind of hard to. I wish we could get a little closer.
I don't think they're real books.
No, they're real. Look, that one says...
No, you're right. It's just scratched up cardboard. Oh,
I used the wrong voice for that person. I'm going to fix that. One more time. From the top.
No, you're right. It's just scratched up cardboard.
maybe it's a puzzle, but there's no right answer. That is kind of sad.
So I wonder if this ties this chapter is kind of wedged in between Act 1 and 2. Is it just meant to be... Does it tie into things? Is that it? Can we leave? We could just go through the exit. Let's just see.
Yeah, I guess I'm ready to go.
I'd like to look around a bit more.
Although I don't think there is anything else we can do. We've already exhausted all our options, right? I think they go back over here, but I don't think I can interact with it again. This one seemed like it had probably the most going on. Probably the most relevant to the story, actually. Actually, who knows? Maybe all of these are important to some degree. Okay, I think we're done. All right, let's exit.
Yeah, I guess I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I need to get to work anyway.
Okay. Now limits and demonstrations is crossed out. I guess we're on to chapter 2. Why don't we check it out? The letter. Attention, Lula Chamberlain. R.E. Your application. Thank you for your application to the Gaston Trust for Imagine Architecture Annual Fellowship. We received a record number of applications this year, over 100 in total, and regrettably, we can award only one fellowship position per year. As you know, our reviewing process includes a multi-phase blind committee analysis of portfolio submissions, as well as a careful review by a panel of subject matter experts on each applicant's notability and relevance in the field. We must be extremely selective in our process so as to maintain the standards we have established over our 35-year in operation. Our panel did not select your application. We encourage you to consider reapplying next year. Many young artists and architects reapply for a few successive years before being accepted. Sincerely, Dr. Carl Stone Norden, architect, cast and trust for Imagine Architecture. Below the printed text is a hastily handwritten note. Sorry for the condescending form letter. Love your work. Unfortunately, I just do the mail here. Note. Your Robert. Oh, now we're playing as Lula, I guess. Can I zoom out a bit? Nope, not yet. Lula folds the letter up and puts it in her handbag. Lula opens a folder on her desk labeled Proposals. Lula sorts through documents, all printed on a fading letterhead reading Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. Proposal number 1, site, hospital. Proposed use, auto dealership. Proposal 2, site, distillery. Proposed use, graveyard. Proposal 3, site, basketball court. Proposed use, kennel. Oh man. What a shift from the first act. Paperwork. Proposal 1, hospital closed due to repeated sanitation violations. Auto dealership sanitation requirements comparatively lax. Small operating rooms could be repurposed into offices. Large cubicle-style administrative offices could be repurposed into showrooms. So I can accept or deny these proposals? Well, the hospital is closed, so I guess it doesn't really matter. I wonder how this will tie later, if anything. Or maybe, the hospital's closed, it's wasted space. I guess we'll utilize it. Proposal number 2, the distillery for a graveyard. Let's review it. Distillery still active, but scaling down operation to less than half of site. Distillery built on top. Distillery built on top graveyard originally. Hybrid distillery graveyard could share resources. Chapel, once repurposed into bottling facility, could be repurposed into chapel. Huh. That would make for an interesting distillery. Although I feel like that wouldn't be... oh, geez, this is a weird one. So it was originally built on a graveyard. So it's already kind of in the wrong. But it seems kind of weird to have the distillery's gimmick that, hey, we're next to a graveyard and a chapel. Sorry about your loss. Would you like some whiskey? We'll give you a discount. I don't know. I don't have a... I don't know. Endorsed, I guess. Oh, it's this person. We saw them before. Carrington clears his throat. Did I have a voice for him?
Busy?
It's not important.
I doubt that. You do important work here now. Maybe it's not sublime art, but it's... You know the famous dramatist who visited Mexico and said, "Here there is no art. Things are made for use." You've been to Mexico. You've seen the murals. You know about all that. So, my own thoughts are wandering. Clearly. I've got a lot on my mind. Clearly. Well, I'll come straight to it then. The clerk upstairs tells me you've been assigned to my proposal. Heard nothing in weeks. I assumed it had been swallowed up by some dragon of administration, but...
I've received your proposal, and I'm afraid it's impossible.
Of course. I'm sorry to have bothered you, Lula. I'll go now. Oh, Lula. I thought you might like to know. I saw Joseph this evening just after sunset. We sat for a bit, drank some cold coffee, and talked about university days, better days.
Maybe for him.
So, is this it? Is this the Route Zero? Get a good rest in the truck. Sorry about all this walking. I'm sure it's hard on your creaky paws too. Didn't we just pass this place? I don't think...
The Zero operates like the roads we're used to. I don't understand it either. So, what is this place?
Can I zoom out at all? Oh, there's someone up there. What do you think?
When I got my electrician's license, I had to go to this government building in Frankfurt. Kind of low to the ground, a bit older. Didn't really look like this place, I guess. But they all have that same feel. Bureaucracy in the air. Too much concrete. This is weird, but... Do you think we're inside or outside right now?
Both.
Ah, okay. Very poetic. Oh, maybe someone around here has a better sense of direction.
Oh. Oof. Looking a little rough there, Conway. There's something over here? There's like a little fishing rod and a lunch kit. Oh, yeah, that's not safe at all. Go back over here. I totally see someone up there. On a barbecue, maybe?
End of the line?
Maybe it's still under construction.
Well, work seems to have stopped for the moment.
Can I walk around it? Yes. Looks that way. Can I talk to the guy that's up here? Oh, what is that? Like a giant organ piano? Let's see if I can zoom out a bit more. Yeah. Someone's totally up there. Oh! There's also... office workers. And just... a bunch of TVs in the wall for some reason. I don't think I can go down there. It's over here. Oh, there's like a place to lounge. A green, red, and blue book. Don't know if that has anything to the books that we read in that one shack outside the Elkhorn mines that we were at. Probably not. No one I recognize up there. Is there a way to interact with this stuff? I can see them looking at it, or I can see Shannon looking at it. No. Okay, let's go ring that bell. I don't really have a voice in mind for her. I'll just pick this one. Hope for the best.
Testing. Hello? Oh, yeah, okay. Well, here you are. Better late than never, I guess. Just all the whiskey over there by the elevator. I'll figure something out.
We're actually a little lost. We're actually a bit lost, ma'am. Sorry, I can't do country. I'm trying to do a country voice for Conway because I get that vibe from him, you know? He's a worldly person. He's seen some stuff. He's traveled. He drives a truck. Practically a cowboy. I just can't do the voice. I can't do any voices. That's why we're using voice mod.
You're lost. So, you're not the... Sorry, honest mistake. We're supposed to have a little celebration here at the office, but the whiskey never showed up. Saw your truck and thought... But you don't really look like one of the boys from the distillery, anyway.
You know, at the beginning of the game, Joseph, the gas station attendant at Equus Oils, was talking about seeing a truck crash, and you can actually see the wreckage. So maybe it was that. Well, that kind of changes some theories I had about what was going on in this game. What do the boys from the distillery look like?
You've never seen the boys from hard times? Well, count your blessings. The kind of grim profile. Well, it's clear you're new to this territory. I expect you just need to be passing through.
We're looking for Dogwood Drive. You know where that is?
Dogwood. Nope. You're going to need to talk to someone upstairs about that. One of the map clerks. But first we've got to get you into this system. So you'll need an appointment with one of the ingestion clerks. No. Let's see. Burke is booked proofreading drafts all afternoon, and Juan is out on the site. Let me go make some calls and see if we have anyone free. There are some books over there in the waiting area. Why, just take a look around. Have you seen our grotesques?
Okay. This is a weird place. I wonder what's down here. We can't go down here, can we? So, I think I may have mentioned the first couple episodes. Oh, there's like a little pier down here. I don't think the game lets us go down there, though. Nope. Okay. Let's look at these grotesques, I guess. She looks ready to talk to us, but I want to look at stuff, so I'm going to. The television is playing what looks like a nature documentary. A hermit crab scuttles across a beach. Its shell is in awkward shape. It must have once belonged to a different crab. Huh. Okay. The television is playing a cartoon about a bird. The cartoon bird collects pieces for its nest. A scarf, plastic shopping bag, a bit of a young girl's hair. The nest is warm, but precariously fragile. The television is playing an instructional video on elevator design. It is crucial to maintain proper lighting in an elevator. In the absence of sight, passengers' sense of motion is greatly enhanced. Passengers should never feel as though they are physically ascending or descending. The elevator should create the illusion that the building is flat. This is the mark of a successful elevator design. I'm not exactly the most amazing person when it comes to reading. I know I mess up a lot of my words. It's like I don't know how to explain it. It's just how I am. I try to work on it, but it doesn't help that I'm in dad mode for the last couple years here, and you know, with my mom being sick on and off, I don't sleep like I used to. That and overtime at work. But still, I want to play video games, so here we are. Oh, and I should thank you for being here. I do appreciate it. Anyways, let's continue. The television is playing a closed-circuit security feed of a housing project. The feed switches mechanically between locations: a hallway, a disused plot of grass, a stairwell, a mailbox. Huh. The television is playing a silent video of an empty theater. A microphone sits in the middle of the stage. The lights are slightly dimmed. The speaker hums impatiently. Nope, still can't go down there. There must be water down here, though, if there's a fishing line. Now let's go check out those books. Man, Conway's gonna need a doctor. Let's take a look. Books. I know she's looking at us, but she could get our attention if she wants to talk. 3 books are piled on the table. A service manual for sewage pump, some architectural plans for a bungalow, and a slim collection of Japanese death haiku. An envelope is protruding from the bottom of the stack. Finally picks up the envelope. The envelope reads Bureau of Secret Tourism. It contains several small, handwritten brochures with ritualistic directions to bizarre locations. Oh, there's a lot going on here. Okay. I will take a look at that later. Oh. Can't read the books now, though, eh? Shucks. I wanted to read the death haiku. Oh, well. Well, we've kept Marianne here waiting. Alright. How's her appointment looking?
Oh, good. I thought you'd left. People can be so impatient. You never know.
Right.
Oh, I thought you left. That's why I was staring at you the whole time as you were looking around. Well, I have your meeting with Lula Chamberlain. She's a senior clerk and doesn't usually handle the ingestion process, but she's the only one with room on her plate this evening. My schedule says she's on the 5th floor, reviewing some diagrams. The elevator's just back to left there. 5th floor.
Thanks, ma'am. You have a good day.
She's on the 5th floor, right?
Conway scans a column of elevator buttons. Oh gosh. There's so much we can look at. Or can we look at? I don't know. Illusion of choice? 3rd floor. Bears. Interesting. I just want to see what happens. 1st floor. So is it gonna just okay, yeah. Takes us to the 1st floor. Cool. We could just wander around. Hey, I like that. Hello, are you lost? We're looking for Lula Chamberlain. Oh no, she's much too busy. Let's get some of our junior clerks to sort your paperwork first, so we don't waste any of Mrs. Chamberlain's time. It's a pretty straightforward process. First, you'll need to get a case number assigned. Talk to Clerk Metzstein about that. She's just over there at the end of the room. Happy to help. And, what if I don't want to do that? Oh, isn't that her right there? That is her. According, can we go back to the elevator? Before I proceed, I wanna check out the Bears floor at least. I'm curious. Okay.
Hey, your office is down on the 1st floor?
Although I thought she was on the 5th floor. 2nd floor. Oh my gosh. There totally are bears up there. That's awesome. Sorry, for some reason I'm laughing because it's just like those people are looking at you. Oh, there we go. We can talk to the organ dude over here. That's what I was curious about earlier. Just a dude with his barbecue. Swim shorts or something? Next to a giant organ piano. Can we interact? Oh. Okay, something's going on. just got an achievement. Listen to the organ performance in the bureau. A parade of disconnected images, obscure corners of nameless interiors, astronomical diagrams projecting the distances between celestial bodies. Painting by Giorgio di Chirico. List of unpopular anagrams. I like how everyone's just like looking at you like, Appropriate.
Okay. Her office is down on the first floor.
3rd floor. Well, if there's a time to get a game over, I guess we're gonna find it out. Can't do anything with them, right? Yeah, you're all right, Bears. You're all right. You're all good. You're all good bears.
Okay. Her office is down on the first floor.
4th floor. Is there anything we can look at here? Anything we can interact with? No? A lot of stuff here, a lot of boxes. But nothing is popping out. If there is anything, I'm guessing it's probably context sensitive in terms of how close you get to it, but nothing's changing, nothing's happening. Nope, okay. Looks like we're in a cave. Interesting. So, some sort of underground network, perhaps? Let's make our way to the 5th floor. And then I think I'm going to wrap things up here because it's almost been another hour. And it's getting late. Okay. Well, this looks like this could be important. So, let's wrap it up here. And then we'll continue from here next time. So hey, if you're still watching this, thank you. I do appreciate it. I'm not really sure what I'm doing with this Let's Play thing because there's people who've already done this the last like 10 years or so who are much better than I am. And I don't have the schedule or flexibility to do this often. Like once in a blue moon I'll be able to play video games because I'm a dad and I do overtime and, you know, family stuff. But hey, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. I am going to beat this game at some point because I didn't do it 10 years ago. But until then, I'll talk to you later. And you have yourself a good night. And I hope to see you again. And if not, well, thanks for being here. I'll see you around.